How is your toe? Because you told our Ross King that you had arthritis in your toe. Are you something because of the
please
cold?
don't zoom in close on my feet.
We won't. Don't worry, we're not gonna.
I've got very big feet, which everyone knows. But no, I did very annoyingly, because I'm quite an active person, but because my character Alex injures herself very badly, but one of the injuries is her leg is just smashed to pieces. So the whole film, I'm limping. So when I was loading all of my weight into my right leg on the shoot and limping throughout, and it just the wear and the tear, and I've got arthritis in my big toe.
Oh no! See what
it means I have to do yoga in trainers.
Yes.
So people look at me like I'm a bit weird. Never mind, doesn't matter.
You suffer for your art. You do.
You know,
you absolutely do.
Sometimes you do.
I liked her. I thought she was amazing. She was fearless.
Yeah, I mean, because
really interesting.
Because these two characters, they survive a small plane crash, and they are complete strangers. And actually, they don't get along initially. They really don't like each other at all. But my character Alex, her job, she's a photojournalist, so she's been in quite extreme circumstances and environments before. She's been in war zones. She's photographed guerrilla fighters, and so actually she's no stranger to extreme scenarios, and she knows how to cope when the chips are down and she has to just rely on herself. And Ben's way, Idris's character, he's a neurosurgeon, so he's a lot more cautious because he knows that, you know, the slip of a knife and you can ruin someone's life. So he doesn't want to leave the plane. He wants search and rescue to just come and find them. And Alex is like,
nope,
no,
we've got to go.
We have to get out of here. We've got to go. So she does. You're right. She does very much lead the way, and she's determined and she's brave, but at the same time she does admit when she's scared. And I like that about her too. You know, she isn't just that sort of reckless, brazen person. She has that air of caution as well. But she does want to survive, and she's prepared to take that risk.
No, absolutely. And we saw you in the water, freezing cold, sort of harkening back 20 years ago. The same thing happened in Titanic.
I know.
Can you believe that's 20 years?
I can, because I've lived with it for 20 years. But the lovely thing about Titanic for me now is that, you know, my children and their friends, you know, their friends say, oh, I love the bit in Titanic when you did, and they are reciting lines from Titanic that, I mean, I've long forgotten. You know, I'm like, oh my God, is that really what I said? They're like, oh yeah, and then Jack does this, and then Rose does this. I'm like, oh my goodness. But, you know, I say to them, you know, you weren't born when that film was made, which makes me feel very old. Yeah. But yes, you know, it was a very long time ago, and there's another generation of children who are enjoying it and loving it for the first time. And
it's one of those movies that will always, every generation...
Yes, like Mary Poppins, I like to think.
Exactly.
Just like Mary Poppins.
Absolutely, exactly. And then you and Leonardo Dicaprio are still pals, because you meet so many people in your life, but you two just clicked.
Yeah, we did. I think for Leo and I, it was 7 months of very intense work. We were both really very young, and luckily, and this is the fortunate thing, we never fancied each other.
Right.
I know, I know that's really annoying to hear. I'm sorry, but we really never did, and so it did mean that we were just able to have this, you know,
pals.
Yeah, and be able to tease each other, and which we still do, and you know, so it's really amazing.
Very strong friendship, which is fantastic.
Yes.
I love that you keep your Oscar in the toilet.
Yes.
And do you find that people will take photographs of your Oscar when it's in the loo, or they'll hold it at least?
They do.
Well, you could. How could you not?
But that's the reason for it being in there, because of course everyone wants to hold it and kind of go, I want to thank my horse riding teacher, and I really want to thank my sister for, you know, stealing my hairbrush, and you know, so you have to kind of give people that opportunity, I think, to have that little moment of fun. Absolutely. I remember going to Emma Thompson's house when I was much younger and didn't have an Oscar, and her Oscar was on the back of the loo, and I absolutely picked it up and absolutely went. My mum and dad, and then years later, I was actually doing it, and I couldn't believe it. You know, as I was holding it in my hand and I'm staring at it, I'm thinking, God, I'm really saying it. I'm really saying all those things that I've dreamed of. I tell you, never give up on your dreams. I'm like the most unlikely person that would have happened to. Never give up on your dreams.